past year, we've been hearing the same thing from company after company. America has a shortage of truckers. Between the explosive growth of online shopping and the new safety regulations that make it so existing truckers can't spend as much time on the road, we don't have enough drivers to keep the system running smoothly. But maybe the trucker shortage is just a symptom of a broader problem. The fact that we have such a confusing, poorly managed, and yes, inefficient logistics network in this country. Lately, a bunch of companies have been popping up with potential solutions here, which is so important for our economy. And tonight, we're going off the tape to hear from one of them, the privately held Transfix. The business of matching carriers with freight is still mostly handled by phone, by email. Transfix uses machine learning to help its customers cut down on waste by routing trucks more efficiently. They streamline the data of all shipments onto a single platform, allowing their clients to make more profitable decisions. In short, they're trying to drag this business to the 21st century. So let's take a closer look with co-founders Drew McElroy and Jonathan Salama, the CEO and Chief Technology Officer of Transfix, to learn more about their tech-centric private logistics company. Gentlemen, welcome to Mad Money.
Jim, thanks for having us.
All right, guys, so let's go. Drew, let's just paint the picture here.
Sure.
Every company seems to be moaning freight. Why hasn't anyone been able to fix it? And why don't they just call you and get it better?
That's a great question. I mean, to be honest, we like to think that we're doing a really good job of fixing it now and have been for the last 5 years. Historically, of course, trucking is a very wasteful business. There's something in the neighborhood of 65 billion miles driven empty by trucks just in the United States every year.
Well, you're a technology officer. To me, it would seem that even before the web, that these consumer packaged goods companies would say, listen, I don't want you coming back unless you have something in that truck.
It's a complex problem. There's a giant macro level problems where shippers don't talk to each other, carriers don't talk to each other, and nobody in the middle right now has been able to figure it out.
Well, how much of this problem is because people are afraid that one day there are going to be autonomous drivers driving trucks and they'll be out of a job after they get it? How much of it is because people don't want the job or they're not being paid enough? And how much of it is just there's so much business we can't possibly have enough people?
For us, it's not just are they paid enough, not paid enough. It's are their assets utilized enough? That's where most of our machine algorithm is built for. It's at the end of the day, we're accountable to our shippers to match their freight with the best possible truck out there for them, and that's what we do.
Okay, so we know from we happen to spend, Drew, I don't know if you had a chance, we spend a lot of nice quality time with Uber Freight.
Sure.
And they use, obviously, the same technology as Uber to be able to find drivers. And one of the things that we learned was that there are many people who are disenfranchised from the trucking business who want to be truckers. Is this another way for people to get into that, or is it really just more matching the cargoes, matching the truck?
So we're ultimately, we want to empower whomever wants to be a truck driver. And historically, truck driving can be a fantastic profession. You can earn a premium over, local jobs, right. and obviously there's lots of great things. But historically, or in the last 20 years, it has been a very difficult lifestyle. And so the ability to both drive quantitative ROI as well as qualitative life improvements, we think makes the profession that much more attractive. And, as our marketplaces begin to scale and gain the traction that we've got, we see people saying, I would love to get in this business. How can I sign up with you?
That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's everyone. You're saying that not everyone has heard that there's a truck shortage. It's just us guys on Wall Street?
You'd be surprised. And I think to say there's a truck driver shortage is a bit simplistic. When things don't work properly, people are like, we need more trucks.
Right.
Which seems fair until you kind of dive into the math of it and say, well, again, maybe there's not enough truck drivers, but there's definitely not enough utilization of the trucks we have. And if we can take that 35% of time, empty time and empty miles and put it back into the network, in fact, it may be sufficient to the point where these guys can start to generate that much more income by having that many more miles loaded and hours, on the clock as opposed to off.
How much of the problem is Amazon?
I don't think it's...
in terms of volume, that you didn't have, say, 10 years ago. I mean, a lot of volume.
That's a lot of volume, but I mean, the just mobile technology and the way we've consumed, as a society, we've changed. We've changed. Obviously, we order a lot more online, and that has increased the volume of goods we need. But we would have got those goods either way at a warehouse, eventually, at a store. I don't think it's a major shift in the economy.
Okay, one last question, Drew.
Sir.
A year from now, will freight prices be lower?
That is the goal. I mean, there's two ways to think about this. There's certainly natural fluctuation in the price of freight depending on the supply of trucks and the supply of loads. So there's certainly market fluctuations in there. But as we continue to drive out waste and drive more utilization to the drivers, we find that the rate on a per mile basis actually continues to go down. So if you can make the drivers more money and lower the cost of goods going to shelves, that's a win for everybody.
That's exactly what we want. That's what we want for America. Okay, that is Drew McElroy and Jonathan Salama, the CEO and Chief Technology Officer of Transfix. Freight matters. It's why you're paying more at the supermarket and the store. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.